So you partied.
Yes, I happened to spend my birthday in Culiacán, and I was sitting at a restaurant, and I know a couple of friends, El Enfermo. Hi to El Enfermo. I wanna cheer to El Enfermo because he's a rapper in Culiacán, but he's the only fucking rapper doing this thing. He's mixing regional Mexican music, like banda or corrido, with rap, and he's doing great, man. And he's growing and he's going up. And if you guys want to listen to him, it's called El Enfermo, the sick one, because he's fucking sick for real. So he called me. He knew that I was gonna be in Culiacan around that time, and he hit me up while I was having dinner at a fancy restaurant in Tres Rios. And he was like, "Hey man, what are you doing?" I'm like, "Having a drink and having dinner." And he's like, "We're having a small gathering." And my other friend, Eduardo, the guy who was one of the co-authors of Sicario Warfare's book that I wanted to bring down to you, and I'm gonna send you. I'm with Eduardo. You wanna come over? And I'm like, "For sure. It's actually my birthday." And I was like, "Oh man, so yeah, let's have a fucking proper party for you." And I'm like, "All right." They were very sketchy about where I was going. They were like, "Okay, just..."
Real quick. So you're going to party with a cartel boss who's also a rapper.
No, that's not the rapper. Like, I didn't know that I was gonna meet these two fucking cartel bosses there.
So one of them's a cartel boss, and the other guy wrote the entire tactics program for the cartel.
No, so the guy who called me is a rap singer. And he was with Eduardo, which is a producer who wrote Sicario Warfare, which was a photo album of a Sicario embedding in a fight,
Okay.
following a fight. These two guys gave this guy a GoPro to go and film everything, and then put everything together into a book and into a documentary. Fucking genius, man. They were like, but I didn't know that they were gonna be in the party, and that the party was gonna happen actually on that guy's house, on the head of Sicarios for El Mayo Zambada, who is the one with the GoPro filming everything. I didn't know that, so I was just gonna meet these two guys and have a couple of beers, but they were like very sketchy about what I was going. It's like, start driving on this location. Once you're close, just give me a call and I direct you. And I took it like, oh, everyone is like that, sort of like that in Culiacan. You have to be careful. And I went to this really nice residential area in Culiacan, and they asked me to stop on the other side of the sidewalk, walk over, got into an elevator, beautiful apartment with fucking, Mercedes Benz and, nice cars. And I went in, and I see a table full of fucking drugs, arms, and radio communications. And I was like, what the fuck is happening here? And in the documentary and in the photo album, you can see the faces of the Sicarios for obvious reasons. So I turn my head and I see these two kids, 20-year-old kids, early 20s, just sitting there, making some lines and just listening to narco corridos, drinking. And then this guy introduces me like, "Hey, this is our friend Luis Chaparro. He's a journalist. And this is El Compa. I can't say his name. It's El Compa Ta. It's Compa Blah." And I'm like, "Hey, man, great to meet you. Are you El Compa Blah in the documentary?" And they're like, "Yeah, that's me." And I'm like, "Holy fucking shit!" And then there was another guy. I was like, "Oh, he's my second in command, another kid." And I shook hands with both of them, kept drinking all through the night. I went in with a 6-pack of Tecates, If I knew I was, well, maybe we'll show up with a proper bottle of something, of whiskey or some tequila or some shit like that. But I just arrived with a fucking 6 of Tecates. And it amazes me how these guys' soul is completely gone from their body. We're all talking, we're all having fun, we're all like sharing experiences. I'm of course very curious about the book and about the documentary. How was that made? And I was like, well, how was it? And how many times did you film? And these guys were completely out, just like smoking, snorting, drinking, snorting all through the night. You will see a glimpse of happiness whenever a corrido about himself will come up in YouTube, and they're like, "Esta me gusta, esa es muy buena canción," but all through the night they were just absent. You know, they weren't there. They were like they're staring at nowhere.
They're trying to escape their own head.
Yeah, really, really quiet guys, and that was the whole night. I didn't spend a whole time there, but like let's say from 8 p.m. to maybe 1 in the morning, and I was drunk by the time I left. I was like feeling tipsy, and I was like, "Do you think I'm gonna get in problem with the police if they caught me driving drunk?" And they're like, "If you have any issue, just call this guy. He'll fix everything for you." And I'm like, "All right, thank you, man. I hope I don't have to call you." And so yeah, we shook hands. We hug each other when this guy, because we usually say hi like every other Mexican, even if you never met him, you say hi with a hug. You know, So I was like, "See you, man. Thank you very much for having me in your place." And then when he was like close to me, he was like, "Just be very discreet, you know that, right?" And I'm like, "No, yeah, I know." And I was like, "I know you know. I just wanted to make sure. Just be discreet about this place." And I'm like, "Yeah, for sure, man. Like, by all means." And I left. But those guys were or are the right hand of El Mayor Zambada in El Grupo Flechas. It's called the group, the Sicario. It's like the elite Sicario group for El Mayor Zambada. And that was fucking. I mean, I wasn't expecting that, you know.